All right, we're gonna go for a ride in Tesla. This is a Tesla Model S. I'm gonna let the full self-driving do the work, and I'm going to navigate to Sonic. Navigate to Sonic. There it is. Looks like that's what we're gonna go to right there. And here we go. We're off. See if the gate's already open.
Oh.
Now turn right onto Westmoor Road.
Why it's doing that?
Alright, not quite sure why it's going to go this way, but we'll go ahead
Now
and try
turn
to do
left
it.
onto North Camino de Oeste.
Okay, that was kind of a wide corner right there. I'm not quite sure why it does that. It happens to do that every time on that corner, so. I'll go ahead and leave that one alone. So, alright, well, here we are. So every once in a while I'll have to touch the steering wheel or keep my hands on the wheel, just put a little bit of pressure on it. So it's going to set the speed automatically for me at 35. I went ahead and increased it by 5. That is the maximum amount on city streets that it will let you go over the speed limit. Simple, but there's a little curve coming up, and it'll need to stop
In
at the light.
500 feet, turn left onto West Tangerine Road. Now turn left onto West Tangerine Road.
There goes a bicycle. We have a passenger here today, so she may get a little worried on some of these turns, so maybe we can hear her scream a little bit. Like I said, this is a Tesla Model S Plaid. Model S Performance 2019. Looks like everything's going good. Went around that corner, no problem. Should be changing lanes up here in a minute onto the right lane. It's going to have to make a right on coming up stoplight. There's a bicycle right there, and I can see it a little bit.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto North Thornydale Road.
It's going to need to get in the right-hand lane pretty quickly here.
Now turn right onto North Thornydale Road.
That think we need one more camera on this deal so we can see my passenger's look on her face as the car makes these maneuvers. Alright, see if we'll do a right on red. Yep, looks like it's going to. No problem. And there we go. Yep, that one went good. The biggest issue I see with Tesla driving on these wide roads, like this one is a merging lane, is it has a tendency to not know where to go in a wider lane, kind of like a merging traffic from the highway. But it does the same thing on these roads here too. It tends to want to stay on the right side instead of over by the line. Hopefully Tesla figures that out pretty quick here. So it looks like we have about 4.5 miles down this road, and we'll go through a couple stoplights. Doesn't look like, I don't think there'll be any more turns, but there may be a U-turn up here, so I don't think the car is going to be able to make a U-turn, but we'll see. Some of you may wonder how I managed to get full self-driving beta 10.2, and the way you do that is at this time have a perfect safety score of 100. I guess a little over 1,000 people or vehicles managed to get that update. Really the only thing I did was just drive careful. I kept it on autopilot pretty much every time I got on any straight road, disabling autopilot once you got below 40 or 50 miles an hour. It does have a tendency to ding you for following too close pretty easily. So if you get on the highway, immediately turn on autopilot on the on-ramp before you hit 50, and that'll alleviate the ding for following too close on an on-ramp. That's where I think I got one. I did have a couple dings going through that process, but I was able to bring my score back up to 100 by the time it's well within a couple days. So I did that for 2 weeks. Even managed to drive in LA. I'm actually in Tucson, but drove to LA in this car and still managed to keep my score of 100, which, if any of you know me, should have been a very difficult deal. So we're coming up on, oh, there it goes. Did a little bit of braking for the Dodge Durango pulling out. Coming up on a stoplight. Let's see what happens with this truck in front of us. Yep. Looks like it's didn't hit the brakes, so that's good. So I am having to put a little bit of pressure on the steering wheel most of the time while we drive. Sure what it just did there. It just put its blinker on like it was gonna pass this guy, and then decided it didn't want to. So not really sure why it did that. I'm gonna send that to Tesla. So far so good. Right, Genevieve? And here we go. cars do, the full self-driving actually does a very good job on these type of roads. Once you get into some construction, it has a tendency to change lanes very late, making you almost think it's going to plow right through the construction, as say if a lane was ending, or if it was a lane, you know, the construction cones were marking off a lane and pushing you into the other lane. Everything you see on the display is actually being generated from the cameras that are in the windshield. So all of the lines on the road, the vehicles, you can see the green stoplight, those are all being generated from the 3 cameras mounted in the windshield. Excuse me.
In 1 mile, make a U-turn at West Wesleyan Drive to stay on North Thornydale Road.
So I'm pretty curious to see if it actually makes this U-turn. I think that the number 1, there's going to be a lot of traffic. Number 2, it's not too wide right there, so I'm gonna probably say it's not gonna work.
40.
For the U-turn. So the screen you're seeing on the bottom, in the middle of the screen, is the camera view of my dash. I also have a navigation big screen in the center of the 2019 Model S. We also have a Tesla Model Y, and we'll do some videos in that one too. And that one will be a little easier for the video because it's got one big screen that I can capture along with the outside. Here we go. So you can see on the bottom screen here, you can see there's a little blue icon steering wheel. When that's blue like that, that means full self-driving is active. When it's grayed out, that means it's not active. So if I hit my brakes, that'll disable full self-driving altogether. And here we come up to this back of this truck. From what I understand here is, actually, you know what? I'm wondering if it is showing the brake lights on the vehicles in front of me. Oh, it is. So if you notice on your on the display on the bottom, you can see that it is actually showing when the vehicle pushes on their brakes. That was the first time I've seen that, so that must be part of this update too. So here comes the U-turn up here in about 0.2 miles. I can see a couple other vehicles in line to also do a U-turn.
Now make a U-turn at West Wesleyan Drive.
There is a lot of traffic right here. Looks like there's also a car waiting, 2 vehicles waiting, and it looks like it sees them. Alright, So it is not gonna do a U-turn. Now let's see where it's gonna take us.
In 500 feet, turn left onto West Eastham Lane.
We will just let it do it.
Now turn left onto West Eastham Lane.
I'm guessing it's gonna go around the block. Oh, okay. Looks like a dead-end road down here.
No, I don't think so. It's gonna go.
Oh, okay. Nope, it's not.
Sonic.
Oh, it's pretty close. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to do
In
the U-turn
500
at that
feet,
corner.
turn right onto West Wesleyan Drive.
Okay, so it's telling. Okay, so it's just going around the corner here now. It's going to
Now
make the
turn right onto West Wesleyan Drive.
There's no stop sign here. Looks like there's no traffic.
It's making difference. He just went around.
Now turn right onto North Thornydale Road.
So it looks like I lost my GoPro camera. Looks like maybe the battery went dead on it.
It says autopilot.
Well, maybe I didn't. Is it still working?
It says autopilot.
So we're still waiting to make our right turn right here and see vehicles coming, and looks like it's going to pull out in front of an RV.
In 500 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Okay, and let's
Now
see if
your
it finds the
destination is on the
entrance
right.
to Sonic. Alright, I'm going to take over here and pull. I guess he didn't like me turning into the parking lot here. Alright, well, that is the drive here to Sonic. A little bit interesting, so go ahead and end it at that. Thank you for watching.